Hi, thanks. Nice to be back here and nice to follow these fantastic speakers. How is it that parks and green spaces make people healthier? You probably have some ideas about that. You may think it's because they're venues for physical activity. You'd be right. You may think it's because simply having contact with nature is good for us, both in terms of mental health, as you heard already, and physical health. You'd be right. You might think it's because parks and green spaces provide climate resilience and protect people from severe heat by cooling down neighborhoods, from the effects of flooding by managing stormwater. You'd be right about that. But there's another mechanism that's especially interesting to me, and that is that parks may be places where people connect with each other, where social connections, social relationships, social capital get built. If true, that would be really important in a society that is currently plagued by high levels of loneliness, polarization by political parties, segregation by economic class, by race, ethnicity. So if parks can help pull people together, that would matter a lot because social connections are really good for health and loneliness is highly toxic. So a lot of my research in the last couple of years, both at UW and at Trust for Public Land, has looked at that question. And here's one of the projects I've worked on. Um, did we miss a slide? I think it's the one more we want to. Yeah, thanks. So we want to, oh, that's not it. Okay, so we're missing, go back, please. Um, so one of the slides disappeared, and that's probably serves me right for having more than one slide. So the question was, can you identify cities with good park systems and show that social capital levels are higher in those cities? It's a cross-sectional observational study. How do you tell whether a city has a good park system? We use an index called Park Score, which is issued every year by Trust for Public Land, ranks the top 100 cities in the country in terms of the quality of their park systems using parameters like acreage and staffing and budget and equity and so on. Park Score is the independent variable. The outcome is an interesting variable. Lots of ways to measure social capital. Often it's done by surveys like, do you have friends? Do you trust other people? Do you vote? But in this case, we're using big data from Facebook, using an index that the economist Raj Chetty at Harvard developed in the Social Capital Index. This is where you analyze Facebook connection patterns in cities and look at how connected people are to each other in three ways. Economic connectedness, how many of a low-income person's friends on Facebook are higher income. Volunteering, what percentage of the city population belongs to volunteering groups, and civic organization density. So if you like the idea of social media big data as an outcome, you'll like this. What we found was that you can read the columns down here from the highest ranking park score cities to the lowest. We moved from 47% down to 38% in terms of economic connectedness. And you can read the numbers. Volunteering rates are higher in the high park score cities than in the low park score cities, and civic organization density the same. In multivariate analysis controlling for confounders, the patterns remain. So it seems one more bit of evidence in the evidence base we have that cities with great parks are cities with higher social capital and therefore really great places to live.